Hello, everyone. Good night. My name is Janelle Thompson. Today is July 15th, 2025, and I'll be giving a verbal abstract on genetics-based methods for agricultural pest management. It's just a long name, so I had to use the article for that. First of all, this article was just discussing the various methods that they were using in the past, and how they improved upon this method with contemporary genetics. The pests that they were utilizing for this were moths and fruit flies. The first method that was being used was the SIT model, which is the sterile insect technique. Which means that they would sterilize the males so that they would not be able to produce, obviously, other offspring that would create damage. What was happening is that there was significant agricultural losses. Countries were losing money. We would have crop failure. So that is why they came up with these things. But then they found out that with the SIT model, you were having a high radiation cost and also reduction in insect, like how insects and pests and all of that worked. So then in the contemporary model, what they did was come up with a genetic construct where they would inject the various sexes. So what would happen is that when they had offspring, either the offspring would die, or they simply would not be able to produce. What I did remember reading, though, is whenever they did that, they found out that it was actually more effective to sterilize the males rather than both sexes. With the contemporary model, you realize that you had reduction in cost, reduction in radiation, and it was just overall better for the environment. And all of these things, the contemporary genetics help to reduce the use of pesticides and all of that, which is not good for us as well. But you have techniques like RIDL, and I believe I mentioned that the insects that they were using for this, like I said, were fruit flies, which we use for almost everything in genetics, and moths. This was pretty interesting for me because I didn't realize how much genetics played a role with ecology or the economy or agriculture, helping with pest control and obviously the environment, to save money and to also reduce radiation costs and pesticides. And this article just kind of culminates all of that, and it just helps me to be more aware of how genetics coincides with this. Where I could see an ethical issue is just sterilizing insects, just like how we wouldn't necessarily do to human beings, but we are doing it to animals. While it is beneficial, it is still something that we should take a look at, of how this is, yes, it is benefiting us, but how is it affecting the population and creating, balance and harmony. So that was pretty much what this article was about. And yeah, hope you guys gained something from this, and let's just keep fighting through this world to make it a better place.